Welcome to GSM Nation TV. So Sony's finally managed to release the Sony Vivaz Pro. It's a smarter version of the U8i. This is called the Vivaz U8i. And what's the difference? The difference is basically, most importantly, you got this QWERTY keyboard. It's attached right to the bottom of the phone. It makes the phone much thicker than the original U8i Vivaz, but it's the smarter version. Now, we'll get into the reasons why later. More or less, it's the same media-centric phone, so you've got the live wallpaper here and it kind of rotates with the phone. Very nice. This is also running the Symbian S60, so for those of you who are used to all the older Sony Ericssons, this might not be great for you, but if you're used to the Nokia Symbians, this is a great phone for you, but it's not too hard to figure out. So as we said, looking at the hardware, the biggest difference is you've got this QWERTY keypad. Does it make it easier to type? It certainly does, and that's why it's the Vivaz Pro. So let's say, for example, we want to go into a message. And you'll notice that it is a touch screen, so when I do rotate it, I can still touch the screen and get into the message. So click into new message, got the 2 over here, and we'll say, click into the text box, and you can start using the keypad. See, hello. There you go. It's quite responsive when you're on the keypad, very easy to use. Let's get out of here. So looking at more of the hardware, this is a 3.2-inch screen. It's got a resolution of 640 by 360 pixels. But one thing that's really important that we'll get into in a moment is that the camera actually does record in HD. It's recording at 720p. Across the bottom of the phone, you'll see 3 menu buttons. So this is just call, hang up, and you've got the menu button, which I've already pressed. So you see the menus pop up here. And if you exit into the home, you've actually got some icons up at the top, and you can go left and right. You can scroll through the icons. See, I've got my Twitter here. I can scroll over here to the wallpaper. I can scroll again, and I'm at the gallery. And then I can scroll again, and then I can get into things like my settings. And this is more of the Symbian look that you'll be used to with items like the Nokias or even the Sadio. Let's go and look at the camera more. So this time, Sony's really gone and pushed the camera with this Vivaz line, and it's Sony Ericsson HD, and that's because this is recording at full 720 pixels. The camera is a little bit reduced from the original U8i, so this one is a 5.1 megapixel, whereas the original one was an 8 megapixel. There's also an LED illuminator right on the back here. You'll notice that there is a power lock button here. This is different from the U8. So on the Pro, you've got the power lock here button, which makes it a little bit more intuitive in terms of the use. On the left side, you have the 3.5 millimeter jack for the headphones, and then you also have the micro USB connection up at the top. Let's go to the right side of the phone. On the right side of the phone, you've got the volume rocker up at the top, and towards the bottom, you've got quite noticeably different from a lot of other phones. You actually have a button dedicated for video. So you've got the button on the right side for pictures, and then you've got the left side button dedicated for videos, and they're really touting the HD shots on this new Vivaz. Let's play around a little more with the camera. I want to show you guys exactly what's special about this phone. I'm going to go into the menu here, and you can select camera. Of course, you can always just press the buttons on the side to get into it. You got the little standard Sony intro. And what's great about this is that the camera, as I've said, will record in both HD and will also take still shots in 5.1 megapixel resolution. So I can press the button at the top here, and am I recording now? I don't think I've pressed it. There we go. Got the beep. Now I'm recording in HD. And I'll stop recording there. If I press the play button, I can hear myself talking. I can see the video. That's great. You get this into the trash can. Just a press of the button right on the side. Delete the file, yes. goes into the trash, and I can also take a still shot by pressing the button on the right, or of course I can press these buttons on the screen. Press. There, I got a nice crystal clear shot. Camera's quite responsive. Sony's always been known for having decent cameras. And you can see the picture's quite sharp. So let's take you into the browser, because we know the browser is now becoming a very important part of everyone's phone using experience. You go up here into the internet, and you see I've already preloaded everyone's favorite website, GSM Nation, which I lost a moment ago. Here it goes. Now, the thing with the browsing is that you can use the touch screen to scroll up and down and scroll left and right. You can try to scroll diagonally, but it tends to want to either scroll up and down, so it might not be as clean. Let me get back into the Wi-Fi there. You've got the simple browser buttons at the bottom. You've got the options here, which will allow you to either find your bookmarks, go to the home page, change the settings. You can also press the middle button, which will bring the navigation URL bar right up at the top, at the bottom I mean, and you can always zoom in. Yeah, if you notice, the zoom is also an up and down zoom. So I would say that the browser experience is good enough for you to get online, but if you're looking for a pure solid browser experience, the Vivaz might not be the best of choices. What they're really hitting for on this phone is the camera again. So overall, the Sony Vivaz Pro provides a very good solid user experience. You can see that it's got a very responsive touchscreen. It's certainly easy to navigate left and right. Get into the menus is quite quick. You might find some annoyance with a lot of the menus, sub-menus, and double tapping, but once you know where you want to go, you can usually get there quite easily. The selling point for this phone is definitely the HD recording. The fact that it's so easy to just press and record in HD, and you can just press and record your 5.1 megapixel shots, and they look amazing on this display, which again is 640 by 360 pixels. Perhaps the only downside to this phone would be that sometimes it does get a little bit slow, and as mentioned, you might find some of the buttons annoying, but at this price point and for this form factor, this is certainly a very small consideration in the entire purchase. Thanks for watching GSM Nation TV. Goodbye.